So today we're going to be going after the Echo of Lilith in Diablo 4. Depending on your character, your skills, build will be a little bit different, but for the codexes, I would say most of these that we have on the rogue are you're going to want on your specific character. This one, depending on your build, is a good one. Deal 10% damage while you stand still. So you see I'm at 29,000. If I move, I'm at 22,000. And you're going to want to stand still a lot because you want to make sure you get as much damage as possible. The faster you kill Lilith, the better odds you are going to be defeating her. Another one is you gain armor when dealing any form of damage, so that's a good one. Especially because when she pops up, she's going to spawn little minion guys, and we'll show you how that works. And then another one that we're going to be using, I would say that's important, is making sure all your things have life, and then depending on your build, you want to make sure these are doing it. I would say if you're using any kind of imbuement or fire, electricity, you would use the purple gems for damage over time, as we do in our weapons. The other ones don't necessarily matter, and the reason why I say that is because she does a lot of one-shot mechanics anyways. Most of the time, if you die to Lilith, you're going to be dying to her one-shot mechanics. She has about 3 or 4 that are really, really hard to dodge, but it's also going to be the only 3 things that are going to really matter. For your potion, I would say if you're going to use a potion, the best one to use, if you're doing the seasonal one, would be having a lucky hit chance to get that lucky hit proc damage. But I would say if you're using any other potion, Evade might be a good one to reduce your cooldown of Evade. That's another thing. Make sure on your boots, this one's kind of required, make sure you have the 4 charges on your boots. Make sure you have 4 charges. And for your movement speed, I would say make sure it's at least 120. You don't necessarily need 131. I would say at least 115. 120 is good. Critical strike chance is a good one if you're having problems with your critical strike chance and increase your damage. She does a lot of fire damage. I would say dodge is a good one. Make sure you have good dodge chance. Armor doesn't matter because she one hits you anyways. And if you have one that increases your critical strike damage, which I think is a brown one that you find in the world, you can't make it. You got to find it. Precision elixir, or this one, combat and fortune, lucky hit chance, savagery, critical strike damage, or even this armor one is okay, 900, but it's not really necessary. And then this one, if you're really, really struggling, use this incense. You can use 3 different incenses, so I would say use this one, this type 2, and then for your type 3, I would say, if you're type 1, use it based off your class. If you're a barb, use strength instead of dexterity. But the only one we're going to be using is this one, the Gildan's Brew, max life and crit chance. Excuse me, max life and lucky hit chance. And you find that in the seasonal character. You just come over here and you talk to this guy and you buy it for one of whatever this material is. Okay. So we're going to go over to her. And what we're going to do first is I'm going to walk over there. And then I'm going to fight her. And then once I fight her, then we're going to go back and we're going to look at all of the mechanics. We're going to walk through it really, really slow. Because it's going to be really difficult for me to fight her and explain what's going on. If you want, you could use the bubble, the magic bubble. The only thing is that Lilith doesn't do enough direct damage to proc that. It's gonna be her little minions, and when I fight her, I usually don't get that bubble. It's up to you if you're having issues. But I would say definitely, if you're having issues and your minions are getting killed, then I would say definitely use that. Okay, so now that we defeated Lilith, what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk through the things that you keep in mind when you are killing Lilith or attempting to kill her. So we're going to walk in the middle of the room first, and the first thing that she's going to do is she's going to pop you backwards. So she knocks you back really, really far. Okay. So when she does that, then you're going to come in, and then she's going to have this bubble around her. Do not stand outside that bubble, otherwise you're going to be dying. And this is the reason why you want to use the standstill increased damage, because you want to keep the fight here as long as possible. Okay, you're more than likely not going to get the bubble, the blue thing to pop up. It's extremely, extremely difficult. Out of the hundreds of tries I've done it, I think I've only done it once. And it resets when it goes from phase 1 to phase 2. So we're going to dance around, dance around. We're fighting in the middle. These things right here actually will actually hit you and make you vulnerable. So I guess if you want to use the bubble, that's why. But depending on your build, you notice that there's two colors of health bars. There's the dark red one and there's the brown one. If you're using fire, cold, or any other poison, this is the health that, this is where her health bar at, and this is where it's getting to, so it's got to catch up. So running around, and then she's going to pop up. I would say if you're about halfway between the second and the third health bar drop, you're in good shape, because that way you don't have to avoid as much. And we're going to explain what that is in a minute. So you don't have to drop as much. So this is good right here, I would say. If you're a little bit more, you might not make it. And if you're really less, then you'll do really, really good. But while she's doing this, it's standstill damage. So standstill, boom, 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 boom. Now, when she jumps up into the air, this is the part where it gets a lot of people. So I'm going to back up just a little bit so you can see. So her health is pretty much dead. But no matter what you do, you will always jump up. So you jump up and drop 3 dudes. What you want to do is stand as close to this edge of the circle as possible. Because what she's going to do is she's going to make this wave. Now, I'm going to back up just a tad, if I could. So she's going to drop this wave. So the triangle wave, the way to see is see this little purple-ish pattern? That means this wave's going this way, and this one is going to drop on you. So you want to get as close to the edge of the circle as possible. And you notice there's going to be one coming this way. So you want to get up to the clearest point in the edge. That's why my mouse is all the way up there. So you're going to dash or whatever you have over there. And that's why you want to use the 4 dashes. If you're a character like a barber and you're not using Furious Charge, or if they don't have a skill like Furious Charge, that's why you want the 4 dashes so you can dash out there as quickly as possible. Now, doing this, get away from everything. One of the most common mistakes is people go, okay, so she's not going to do it, and she's dying, but the spikes will kill you. Spikes are one hit. Okay. Now, what I'm doing now is I am placing down all my traps. I'm getting my standstill damage up as high as I can. And the reason why is I want to make sure I keep this fight here as long as possible. Or excuse me, as short as possible. I want to get rid of this chick as quick as possible. So I'm going to tanker, just absolutely demolish her. Like, look at her health bar. Boom, right here. If you get to this part, you're in really, really good shape. And I will explain why later. So you get over here, and then what she's going to do, she will always do this part in the same. So she's going to come up here to the top. And then notice, boom. So the platform right here, you're good to stand on here. If you touch this right here, the line, or come over here when it's still black, you're dead. It's one shot and you can't get away. Now play. Boom, right now. So you see how the platform is no longer red and this is starting to fall? That's when you want to dash. But also notice her health. Once it gets to where her health is at this stage, she will no longer take damage. Now what she does, she'll fly up and she'll go to the right side of the screen. So just make sure you stand on the right. So it goes center, then right. So center, then right. Then way over here, wait for the thing to go, dash, and then go to the left. So it goes center, right, left. So center, right, then left. She won't kill you from here. This stuff will. So wait, dash. And then you're just going to wait, do whatever, and then this is where she'll take the last little bit of damage. This part is crucial because if you don't do it right, what's going to happen is she's going to summon something at the end that will kill you. And you will fail. Even though you killed her, you will get it and you will fail. So just come over here. If you don't see anything, then you're good. But if you see something coming around, then don't do anything. Okay. So there you go. Echo of Hatred complete. So what I'm going to be showing now is some of the things that you need to keep an eye on when you're killing Lilith and how to make this fight easier. So the first thing I did, I already screwed up. So I dropped my trap before she hit me. Make sure you drop your trap after you hit you or whatever it is that you're doing with your character. Don't do anything until she knocks you back. Wait till she knocks you back and then do whatever it is that your character does. Otherwise, it's not going to be fun. So right, I did die, so I went a little too far. So we're going to go right here. Boom. So if you go outside the circle, instant one shot. Now, right here. So you see these blood blister things right here? Not only do they have an unnecessarily amount of health, but if those proc and those explode like they do in Nightmare Dungeons, they will kill you. That is instant kill. So far, the things that we covered are instant kill. This thing, the outside bubble, which just killed me here, her spike attack, and these things. That's 3 instant kills. She has 5. Actually, no, there's 6 things that can instant kill you. There's 3 on the first stage, and there's 3 on the second stage. So we skipped ahead a little bit to phase. So we're skipping ahead a lot on this part. Okay, so this part I dragged out intentionally so I could show you why this is. So when she puts her tail into the ground, that means you know you're going to have a very, very difficult time doing this. This is going to be where you know you're going to be dancing a lot. That's why I said get the 4 evades. So spawns, these puddles, when they first explode, don't stand on those, they will kill you. Then the second part is this. She explodes, boom. See these like fiery skulls right here? If those hit you, those are one shot. So that's mechanic number 4, and then obviously the line in the black area, that's 6. So there's 3 in the first phase, 3 on the second phase. The most difficult ones are her spike waves on the first one and the blood skulls on the second thing. Because once you get down to like the second to last platform, that's all the area you get. The first one's a little bit easier, even though I screwed it up. I'll show you. Like, boom, I'm a little more full health. Boom, they're all dead. But she spawns the blood skulls from all the puddles. That's why it's super, super important to kill her in the second phase and get her to fly before she does this. As soon as she does this, boom, you are hurting. You want to get her before she does this. When she just flies up and goes to the other side and no puddles are arising, that's how you know, hey, I'm in good shape. Otherwise, it's going to be really, really difficult, especially if you don't have, like I said, especially if you don't have movement speed and you don't have the 4 evades and you don't have an ability. Like the wizard has teleport, the necromancer has blood mist, the rogue has dash. I'm not 100% sure what the barb and the druid has, but you have to use that the skill equivalent to a dash or an evade, or excuse me, like a dash, something that can get you across the screen as quickly as possible and not take damage. That's why I said the bubble thing is only really useful for the beginning and when she spawns her minions, because otherwise the bubble is completely worthless on the second phase because everything just one-shots you. Other than that, those are really the only main things about Lilith that are going to be extremely difficult. The main priority is just making sure you have enough standstill damage, get your damage thing as quickly as possible, make sure you are a character that just can stand there and just go to town on her, get as much standstill damage, damage to close, damage over time. Whatever your build is, make sure you get as much of it. If you're damage over time, make sure your damage over time is increased. If you're damage to vulnerable, you can make her vulnerable. It's really easy. Do damage to vulnerable, damage to close, damage with elements, damage with bashing, slashing, whatever your character skill is, make sure you get the maximum amount of damage in order to make this fight go easy and super smooth. Other than that, you should be good to go. Hopefully this guide was helpful.